Hi again folks, how's all doing? As you can see here I've got a Hornby Pendolino to sort out. I've not looked at one of these before, so this will be interesting. This belongs to a young lad called Brodie. His parents got it off eBay for him, but unfortunately found it didn't run. There's a familiar story. They weren't sure how to go about having this looked at by someone and asked on Facebook, and lo and behold my name got mentioned. As luck would have it, it turns out they live quite close by to me, so I offered to have a look at this for young Brodie and get it running again. They've been told it's DCC fitted, but it was sold as part of a set that was originally DCC ready, so it sounds to me like someone's forgotten to remove the chip and refit the blanking plate. Let's turn on the power and see what happens. Absolutely nothing, not a sausage. So we'll get this into the shed and we'll see what's what. Blimey, it's too long. Right then, okay, so my first Pendolino. I'm hoping this isn't anything like the APT. Right, let's get a look at this. Nice model actually. I believe this is about 10 years old. Seems to be in pretty good condition. There's a bit of fluffage on the axles. We'll clean that out. So yeah, I'm hoping this just needs a blanking plate. That's what I suspect has happened. Just its previous owner put it up for sale and didn't remove the chip. Right, okay, I'm pretty sure this body clips on because I don't see any screws anywhere. Let's get some cocktail sticks and we'll gently open it up. Doesn't seem to want to unclip in the middle there. There we go. Right, this comes out at the front. Take the cocktail sticks away now. Just clip that at the back. And there we go. Not too bad. So there is the chip. 8-pin blanking plate required. I've got one of those. Everything else seems okay. Some pretty serious clips actually. That's quite good to see. They won't break too easily. All the wires nicely kept out of the way. So just gently remove the chip. That. And then we'll pop in an 8-pin blanking plate lining up pin 1. Like so. Right, we'll put this on the test track and see if it runs. Okay, there it goes. The lights are working as well. So I'm looking at the motor assembly, and basically the housing here clips on to the bogie frame, and it's a double worm motor mounted in there. There's the usual hairs and fibres and things that we'll need to try and get rid of. Ideally I'd like to take it apart, but to be honest, I'm not sure it's entirely necessary. It all looks reasonably clean, so I don't think we'll go to the extent of taking it all apart, because I'd need to pull these wires out, unclip all this, and yeah, things could go wrong, and the last thing I want to do is damage this in any way. So it seems to run okay, so we'll do what we can to pick out all the rubbish. I'm always a bit reluctant to take something apart if it doesn't really need to be taken apart, especially if it's a motor I'm not familiar with. I mean, once I get this onto layer, it might turn out to have some kind of running issue, so I might have to come back and think about taking it to bits, but we shall see. Fingers crossed, it'll run absolutely fine. Right, see if I can get some grease into the worm gears without taking this apart. Get up in there. There's all sorts of horrible fibres in there. I think I'm going to try and pull this motor out and take it apart after all. So there's clips there, and then there's clips there, and the same on the other side. And this casing will lift off. So I'm kind of hoping that if I unclip it, the bogie frame will drop out. Obviously the wires are going to be attached to the motor, and the wires are kind of tucked neatly down in here and held in place with this black tack. So I have to pull the black tack out, get some slack in the wires, and that will allow me to drop the motor. If I just pop the motor bogie out, let's see how much wriggle room I've got. Yeah, not much. Lift these wires up a bit. Okay. I might not need to open this up actually. I've got quite good access into the worm gears now. I can pull out all the fluff. I wonder if I can pop these axles out. That would maybe, yeah, pop them out, and then I can get a look down into the gearbox properly. That's allowing me to get in there to pick all the fluff out, and also let me get some fresh grease into the gearbox. I think I'm going to give this one a bit of a scoosh out. I'll give these wheels a scoosh, give them a quick clean. Put these back in. Push that back up into there. And there we go. So yeah, ideally I would have wanted to take this apart completely and give everything a thorough clean. But it's not actually that bad. It's just a little bit of fluff. I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. What we'll do is just add a wee bit of oil onto these axles. I've actually just spotted that there's a broken wire to the pickup on this front bogie. So this would have pickup issues. Good job I spotted that. So I'm going to have to get this out. I think I have to undo that tiny wee screw in there, I think. Does that now come out? Not quite, nearly there. Hold that, turn that. That's got it. So I need to strip this wire and solder it onto there, same as that. It's always a weak point in this though. It's the same with the APT, where you've got the, you've got the tilting mechanism. There's so much movement on that bogie and so much flex in the wires that you're always going to have an issue with it, I think. Strip a wee bit of that. Get that out of the way just now. Scrape some of this black, whatever it is, off there before I attempt to solder that. Bit of left hand soldering. That'll do it. Then I need to pull this wire back through. But still leave enough for it to be able to flex. Yeah, it's just like the APT, the wires are subject to a horrible amount of stress. Seems to be running nice and smooth on the test track. Let's put this body back on. Like so. So right, that's the power car sorted. So the car that should have the pantograph, there's the pantograph there, and one of these little things has come off. I think it's just popped out. At first I thought it was maybe broken, but no, that just pushes into there. And then I think the pantograph just pops onto there, like that. Like so. It's quite a simple pantograph actually. Just lift it up and down like that. Yeah, I think that's fine. Right, okay. Let's go and give this a run round the layout. Aha, not so fast. Just before I ran it on the layout, I thought I'd better have a look at the dummy car. So, yeah, seemed okay, but the lights weren't working. So I opened it up. And it's got a chip as well. I've not come across that before. So, we'll need to put a blanking plate in here as well for these lights to work under DC. Right, stick a blanking plate in there. Gonna have to put an order in for some blanking plates. Right. Hopefully the lights will work now. There we go. Right, okay. It's not the easiest thing to clip that together, this. If I get that rear one in, that, then it'll go in. That was a wee surprise, a sneaky wee second chip. Right, now we'll run it round the layout. Okay then, out comes the Pendolino. So there we are, that's Brodie's Pendolino ready for DC running. This is actually his first train, so it was very important to get it sorted for him, and I was only too glad to help out. Yeah, a very nice model. As with the APT, the articulation of the bogies and the pickup wires is always going to be an issue, but this is a much better model than the APT and actually runs quite nicely. So yeah, it needed not one but two blanking plates. That's the first time I've seen two chips on a model. I'd like to have taken the motor apart and given it a proper clean, but it's just a bit of a clip fest with a high risk of breaking, so I cleaned it out as best I could. It wasn't really dirty, to be honest, or gunked up. It just had a lot of fibres in it. Very nice model though. I hope Brodie will have fun with it and go on to enjoy the hobby in the future. Right, okay folks, catch yous later.